Love is Blind, season 6, the reunion. Pardon me. When I tell you your girl is exhausted, I worked at both of my jobs today. I have 2 jobs. I actually work at 3 different places. Your girl is a hustler, okay? But and I hated that they did Love is Blind on a Wednesday evening because Thursdays are my busy days. Every Thursday. However, I said I need to get this review out because this literally was a shit show. A shit show of epic proportions. Let's get into it. Oh, let's recap. Let's do okay. So today I went to work and I just got home. I'm trying to settle down and what am I having for a little snack? I'm having a little roasted teriyaki seaweed. What's the last one? With some wine, okay? Because I am famished after working a full day and I just need like a light snack. So teriyaki seaweed from Trader Joe's, it's really good. And I got some Barefoot Moscato wine. You know, your girl always need her wine because I actually need a couple of shots of tequila after that reunion. Okay, you know what? It's not all bad. It was the right energy I was looking for from the Lachey's, but it was misdirected energy. Misdirected energy. And I'll explain soon. So let me take a sip. Hold up. All right. So now I'm not going to be long winded. There's tons of reviews out there. I'm just going to do this off the top of my head. I got some notes, but you know what? At the end of watching it, I thought that this was the best reunion yet, but we needed more. Okay. I needed more accountability from some of these folks. I needed more and I needed less accountability from others, people who I did not care about. So let's jump into it. All right. So we have Sarah Ann and Jeremy. And, a quick recap Sarah Ann basically stole Jeramay from Laura, I think her name is. And Laura was not at the reunion, which I feel like she should have been. She made up some bullshit excuse and said she had to work and she was in Spain. I don't believe that. A lot of things now I'm seeing on these shows, I don't believe. I don't believe it. What are the odds? I know she has her own business, but if you're your own business, you could have finagled something so that you can be there. She didn't want to be there. She was not in Spain. It was bullshit. Anyhow, so they come out and everybody is gunning after Jeremy and Sarah Ann, especially after Sarah Ann. Sarah Ann, I couldn't put my finger on it. I was like, she looks like something. What does she look like? Then I woke up this morning. I'm like, yo, she came out there looking like a Bratz doll. She literally looks like a Bratz doll. Like it was just giving, I wonder how old she is. It was giving 80s baby, like prom. She reminded me of how I was in my teenage years. Very like that Disney Channel cheetah girl look, right? Am I right, y'all? Because that dress looks like it came from Windsor. Y'all remember Windsor? We used to get our little cheap little 8th grade dance dresses from. I wore my hair like that to my 8th grade dance. And she looked very juvenile and like sweet 16. That's what she looked like. Anyways, she has a distinct face too. She's kind of giving me Carmen Electra as well. So she came out with Miami Vice, aka Jeramay, and apparently they're living together. Okay. They've been together for a little over, no, about a year, almost a year. They're living together and they are really down for each other. So people were addressing Jeremy's lies because his ex girlfriend now is on TikTok and she is doing a mini series of him allegedly trying to unalive her. I didn't even bother watching. I'm not watching it. I'm just tired. It's a lot of information overload with this season of Love is Blind. I just watched recap from other people, and apparently he like threatened her and held a weapon up to her. He denies everything. Jeremy denies everything and twists stories around. I can't even believe anything he says anymore. And Jeremy, they accuse him of being very image conscious and uh, throwing people under the bus. And it was revealed that he threw Jimmy under the bus. And I kind of low key felt bad for Jimmy. He made a statement saying that or he made a comment saying he's glad that Jimmy is the villain. I never took Jimmy as the villain. I never considered Jimmy a villain. I actually grew to like Jimmy. Okay. Jeramay was the villain to me. Jeramay and Matt and your boy what's his name? Clay. Those are the villains, okay? uh Jimmy was never the villain. The only thing Jimmy is guilty of is looking like Earthworm Jim. That's it. Other than that, I like Jimmy. So Jeremy, he's suspect. And you can tell even throughout the show with the whole bean dip thing, which we'll get to later, he even said, oh my God, you're going to get me canceled. He is so image conscious. And that's why you can't ever believe anything that comes out of his mouth because he will come up with anything. He'll pull anything out of his ass to justify his behavior. And it pisses me off because I know people like that. He is a narcissist, okay? He is a narcissist. When they are held accountable or their feet is held to the fire, they will come up with any which ways, excuses to absolve themselves. And I don't believe anything that Jimmy says. And Sarah Ann girl, watch your back. Watch your motherfucking back. This guy has been engaged, like I think twice. And I'm not sure if what his ex-girlfriend is saying about the whole weapon thing is true. But listen, where there's smoke, there's fire. And Jeremy is he's not a good apple. But the thing is, Sarah Ann got drilled by everybody, especially Jessica. Jessica was like the spokesperson for the ladies at the reunion. She was just like drilling her, and they were um forcing Sarah Ann to make, to take accountability and to make apologies. I think she finally did apologize for, I guess, stealing, Jeramay from Lauren, whatever her name is. My thing is, if the nigga is for you, ain't nobody could steal him away. Okay? Sarah Ann could have shot her shot, and Jeramay could have said, no, absolutely not. But Jeramay chose her. You could tell he's wishy-washy. He'll go blow wherever the wind blows, Jeramay. That's what I really have come to think of him. But they were grilling her, and I think it was excessive because they're saying this is people's real lives. This is real lives. Well, yeah, bitch. Shit like this happens in real life too. What happened with Laura and Jeremy happens in real life. Your nigga will cheat on you. A nigga will leave you for the next bitch. It happens. And it happened on the show. This is real life, like y'all said. So now I think Nick Lachey and Vanessa Manillo. Okay, I'm an '80s baby. She will always be Vanessa Manillo to me. So they started grilling Sarah Ann about like, oh, what did you mean by your social media post? Listen, Netflix went digging in people's social media posts because they were things that went viral and they brought it on the show. I couldn't believe they did that, but you know what? It made for good TV. It made for a good reunion. So she made a comment talking about, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Basically. And listen, they kept trying to twist it into, oh, were you being fake? Are you a character? Oh, well, you just came on for fame. She kept saying, no, this is entertainment. So I was basically trying to prove a point to people like all of these gossips, all of this, these rumors going around. This is entertainment. You guys are entertained by me because she said she has been getting so much flack on social media. And you know what? I agree with her. I think they were trying to make ado about nothing. What Sarah Ant, in my opinion, was basically trying to say is, listen, you guys all love Netflix. You guys all love Love is Blind. You're coming after me, right? But at the same time, you're entertained by me. You hate to love me, some love to hate me, but you're entertained. So the goal was met. I'm entertaining you. That's how I think she meant it. But they were trying to twist it, acting like she came on solely, to be famous. I don't think that's what it was. I honestly don't think that's what it was with her. So now they go and they try to dismiss Laura. Laura stops. She stops the presses and she has to bring up Bean Dip, which nigga, we forgot about that. We forgot about Bean Dip, but you can tell it weighed on her so heavily. She had to bring it up. Listen, I don't care how or what she apologizes for. I don't care how many ways, 10,000 ways this girl wants to say sorry and apologize and try to twist it around and try to make it sound better. It was an inappropriate, low-key racial joke. I'm sorry, that's how I view it. That's what I thought at the time and that's what I still think now. You can try to bring it up and you can try to soften it and euphemize it. It was racist because you can't sit there, the lone black girl there, tell a white man to go jiggle her titty. And she doesn't get it because she's not in our shoes as black women. I would have felt so, I would have felt like I was assaulted. I would have felt like a victim of racism. I would have been so offended. I would have. I'm sorry. I know she apologized, but she really needs to get it. And the thing is, with people, I'm not going to say just white people, but anybody, when liquor's in you, that's when the raunchiness, that's when the racism comes out. The deep embedded racism. That's when all that shit comes out. It was just inappropriate. I don't care what you say, Laura. Let it go. Let it sleep. You guys were inappropriate. It was just, even thinking about it now, it was so uncomfortable. Another sigh. Trevor, 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 Trevor. All right. This part of the reunion literally was the cringiest moment. Hold on, let me think. I think this is the cringiest moment of all of Love is Blind history. The only other cringiest moment I can think of was when Irina saw Zach. That was cringy as hell. This one takes the cake. All right, Trevor. Trevor had us all fooled. Trevor is a cautionary tale, you guys, to us women. Do not trust these motherfuckers out here. You can't trust these niggas out here. I'm telling you. I tell you guys, I don't date because I don't trust nobody. Trevor had us all fooled. We were feeling bad for him. Okay? Chelsea, listen, I give Chelsea, this is the only time I give upside down lips Chelsea props because she knew something. Listen, her gut, which we all should listen to, her intuition told her, nah, I'm gonna roll with Earthworm Jim. Because this dude right here, first of all, okay, he walked in, he's awkward. I don't want to go in too hard on him because I feel like Trevor has some deficits. He's very awkward. First of all, he came out looking like a whole Neanderthal, all right? He looks so awkward, and his outfit, it is not the S, right? 80s kids, 90s kids. Remember that commercial? Skechers. They're the S. Do you remember that? That's why I always say those are not the S. And my kids are like, what the fuck are you talking about? His outfit was not the S. His, I just, he looked like, I don't know. What? I'm speechless. Speechless. I, I'm speechless like him. I'm on mute. Okay. Trevor was on a whole mute. That was the most embarrassing part. Um, y'all. Okay, let's look at That's why Haitians listen. I remember when my mom said, I need to start dressing myself, right? Like for church and for school. So I remember, I don't know what it was. I came out with a purple off the shoulder, like thick sweater and a tan. I was in my 80s mode. I don't know what was going on. I remember it was a tan skirt and I had these like shiny shoes and I had a ponytail to the side. I don't know. Listen, oh my God. I wish I had a picture. I came out. My mom was like, "Buki saksula." That means, what the fuck are you wearing? That's the reaction my mom had. That's the same reaction I had. He got his patent leather church shoes on. Those are so worn. I feel bad though for him. And I think those pants are too tight because it looks like the belt is cinched all the way. Look at the bunching here. And then he got this looking like Bob Vila. Y'all know 90s kids, y'all know who Bob Vila is on This Old, was it on This Old House? Listen, like I said before, shout out to all my viewers who understand me when I said when we were young, we were watching old shows in the 90s. Do y'all remember This Old House? Is it Bob Vila? I forget who. Anyways, Bob Vila. So you guys think that show Home Improvement? Y'all remember that show, Home Improvement? Well, we used to watch This Old House, and it was on like PBS. So he's like a Bob the Builder, Bob Vila. He was like building stuff, DIY. It was like Home Improvement, meets, I don't know, like Home Improvement comes to your TV. And it was like a comfort show. And it was on, PBS, which was like the same channel that they showed like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and like Sesame Street, any of my East Coast people. He looks like he's about to go on This Old House. I wish I could find a picture of This Old House, but that's what Trevor is giving. Anyways, I ain't no way. Everybody got a nice suit on. This is how he comes on. So this nigga saunters out and he is all like awkward. And my jaw dropped because I don't know if you guys know this. For those who are not paying attention, I kind of was paying attention, but not really. So he had a girlfriend while he was coming on the show, right? He had a girlfriend and they were exchanging messages to each other and I love yous and all this and that. So they confronted him. She leaked all the text messages. Basically, she's like, listen, you going on to get married, but you're telling me that we're going to get married and we're going to be together and I love you and this and that. I didn't think he was capable of it, but you know what? He is a prime example of even these lame dudes will fool you, ladies. These lame dudes that we think in our mind are lame. Listen, they have a devious side to them. So Nick and Vanessa, they fucking narrated the text. I died. They sat there and did a back and forth. You know how you do like a reading for actors? They're holding the script and doing a back and forth reading. I was dying the whole time. I couldn't believe. And he was speechless. He came out, he was speechless. He said that he had something, prepared to say. Honestly, I feel like Trevor, all the lights and with everybody out there and the studio audience and I guess all the Love is Blind alumni sitting there and all his castmates there, I really feel like I think he was dumbfounded. I think he was shell shocked. I don't think he's that type of person with the lights, camera, action. I think he froze. He froze. Some people are fight or flight. Some people love and live for cameras. Trevor's not that guy. This is not for him, which is why I'm surprised he went. They said he went on, what's that other show? I guess they have some kind of ocean beach dating show. I'm surprised he went on it because, maybe because it was a studio setting. Or they were putting him on blast. He froze. He was on mute. So that exchange was so awkward. And AD, AD, I'm gonna get to you. She was like, say it with your big old chest, Trevor. Nah, don't freeze now. Don't go mute now. Say it with your chest. AD, 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 we'll come back to you. So I kind of felt bad for Trevor, though. He really looked like he was going to cry. But this is what accountability looks like for the show. And kudos to Nick and Vanessa. So I really see an effort being put forth, I guess, by the network and the show and Nick and Vanessa to to hold people accountable and for people to take the show seriously. However, these are one of the instances where I feel like that energy would have been put to better use towards someone like Clay. But Clay managed to weasel himself out of accountability. And we'll get to that later. So, anyways, after they grill him, oh man, I bet you he had a psoriasis outbreak. I bet you he did. He was like, "Can I leave?" They're like, "No, not yet. You're gonna stay and take this. You're gonna take this beating." So they kept going in, and then he explained himself, and he said, "Oh, I am toxic." I mean, what else can you say after that? I think he had nothing else to say but admit he's toxic, and he was using "I love yous, I love yous." Listen, I love you to me is not a big deal. People will say I love you like it's nothing, okay? It wasn't a big deal to me that he said I love you. I've had a nigga told me he loved me like in a month. I'm like, "No you don't." He tried to get me to say it back. I said, "I'm not. I'm sorry." People niggas will say I love you like just for anything. To me, I know someone loves me by their actions. I will see it by their actions. That's when I'll take it seriously. The words coming out of your mouth, that means shit to me. It doesn't, it means nothing. And people do it all the time. They abuse the word I love you. So I felt bad for him. They finally released him and just put him out of his misery, and he sauntered back. He probably curled up in a ball and cried. That shit was the cringiest moment besides Irina Cabbage Patch and Zach. That was cringy as hell. See, now this is some bullshit. This is one of the parts of the reunion where um I think the energy that was directed towards what's her name? Stacey Ann, whatever her damn name is, and fucking Trevor, some of that energy should have been directed at Sir here, civil rights, Nation of Islam, Sir Kenneth, because this was some bullshit, okay? Brittany and Kenneth escaped this reunion unscathed. Unscathed. All they did was joke about him being on his phone, and he said he gave an excuse about he's a principal and he's very hands-on and he needs to stay in contact, la di da di da da. Apparently these two are like besties, like on the phone every single day, multiple times a day, FaceTiming. What the hell? Something is amiss here, because when they first locked eyes on each other, they were kissing and hugging and this and that. And I just listen, we all know what's being said out there. We all know, even someone who is allegedly Kenneth's cousin said that he is gay. And I just don't know why he would go through this whole charade, wasting people's times. I'm happy they're best friends and all, but it wasn't fair to Brittany, who was actually, I feel, looking for love. This was not fair to the audience. As soon as they said they're on the phone all the time and this and that, I automatically thought gay best friend. I'm sorry. That's what came to mind. There's nothing wrong with that. My best friend in the whole wide world is gay. I'm on the phone with him every single day, multiple times a day. Actually, he's going to call me soon probably. But it's just not fit. And I know Netflix and the host probably want to be sensitive. They didn't bring up the rumors. They steered clear from it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kenneth threatened them and said, "Listen, I am not coming to the reunion. I am a principal." He's hiding behind principle and religion. because I know I say this because I know many people who have hid and cloaked their sexuality in religion. Okay, so he must have had a caveat or something. Say you will not talk about this because they tread lightly with him. It's not fair, but hey, they escaped. They managed to escape unscathed. Um, and they said they would respect each other's. Oh my God, why is my Alexa talk? I did not say her name. I don't know why she. Anyways, um, where was I? They said they would respect each other's um significant others if they started dating other people. It just all does not make sense. None of it makes sense at all. So this was an upset for me. They should have went in on them, but nonetheless, they must have had something in place where they will not attend the reunion unless certain things aren't discussed. I really. Oh, and I forgot to mention. Did you see the part where um, they were bringing up the fact that they both decided to remain celibate until marriage, right? And then they were asking, what was your thoughts behind that? And then Brittany said, how embarrassing. Again, shame. Shame. Brittany said, I don't need to test the goods before I get married to know that it's good and I want to be with somebody. I can wait until after marriage. And I knew the camera was going to pan to AD. I knew it, and then they did it. Shame. Shame. It looked so bad. So bad. Netflix is so messy. But you know what? You put yourself out there, and this is what happens. This is what happens. All right, so let's get to Chelsea and Jimmy. So they discussed Chelsea and Jimmy, and Chelsea putting him on blast on camera with discussing his sexual exploits with his friend, which he asked her not to bring it up, okay? And she betrayed his trust and brought it up on camera, which is a violation. But it's awkward for her. Why would you bring her around? Like, why would Jimmy bring homegirl around that he slept with around to his fiance? That must have been really awkward for Chelsea. So Chelsea's wrong, but we know that Chelsea is insecure and volatile. So I don't know why he would do that. If I know someone, first of all, I wouldn't be with someone who's insecure and volatile. But if let's say I just, I wasn't thinking and I was being stupid and the dick was good and I decided to just be with someone who was volatile and, and insecure, I would not bring around him someone who I've previously have had relations with. That is the stupidest thing he could have done. I don't care if that's your friend. You freaking blew her back out before. You were in them guts. You rearranged her guts. Your mouth was on her punani lips. Her mouth was on your Slim Jim. It makes no sense to do that. That was stupid. So this whole relationship with Jimmy and Chelsea, it was just all one big clusterfuck of stupidness. They were not going to last. It was stupid. So then now Jessica, the Kardashian, is upset with Jimmy. Apparently, she claims that he threw her under the bus during some interview. What was it about? Again, the saying "I love you." You should have said "I love you" first. You should have said "I love you" first. Again, love is shown through actions. Okay, love is felt through osmosis, not from someone's mouth. So if he said "I love you," so what? Y'all wouldn't have ended up together anyway. So it was just stupid, just behind the walls for someone to say "I love you." It's just very juvenile. It's really middle school. But Jess is no joke. She wanted receipts and they gave receipts because Jimmy said in some interview that, Jessica was being She was just being stupid during the pods and she stormed out in 10 minutes. And Jessica insisted I was not. What the hell are you talking about? I did not do that. And Netflix, as always, in true Netflix fashion, rolled the tapes. And it was a good 2 hours or so before they decided to call it quits for the night or for forever. And they left. So Jimmy was wrong. But again, I don't rely on a man's memory. Half the time, the woman is actually more than half. The woman is accurate. We remember details, okay? He probably was drunk off his ass and it felt like 10 minutes to him. And it was proven that he was wrong. So, where are we now? Yeah, I don't even remember them discussing their relationship, Chelsea and Jimmy's relationship. I know they got caught up with Jessica, and what else was said? He betrayed her, put her on blast on national TV, la di da. It was just corny, but I think they're good now. I think they are friends. And it was seen on Instagram that they were hanging out. I don't know if it was at the reunion or what, but I think they're on good terms. Yeah, that there's not much to them. Here we go. Clay and AD. Sigh. Clay is a low down, dirty dog. Clay is a scallywag, rapscallion vagabond. Clay, I have no other words. Clay is a weasel. This was the biggest, weaseling weasel of the whole Love is Blind. While our attentions were directed at Trevor, at Earthworm Jim, at who else? At even Jeramay, Clay managed to escape without a scratch. Clay, I see how his mind works, and I can't stand people like that. He gave us a whole bunch of what else, guys? Word salad. He was being very careful and diplomatic with his answers. He did not want to be grilled like Sarah Ann and Trevor. This nigga even said AD is the love of his life. And AD sat there like a fool and gasped, "Oh my God, AD, respect yourself, girl. Respect." And then she even said, "No, you played in my face." Okay, if he played in your face, why were you with him? You were seen hanging out with him and his families over the holidays, or he was with your family. I don't know, but you guys were seen hanging out. He played in your face, embarrassed you, but you're still giving him the time of day. He escaped being raked over the coals so bad. We don't believe you, Clay. She's not the love of your life. She even said, "Then why are we not married?" And he made up I don't even remember what he said. I cannot. He knows exactly what to say. He thought out precisely what he was going to say to try to seem genuine and remorseful. Do y'all see how he flipped the script in his favor? That's why they didn't grill him. This dude. Then he tried he did he really start crying? And then he tries to convince us that he didn't watch Love is Blind. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a lie. You're on social media. I know you have seen Love is Blind. Everybody and they mama and your freaking cheating ass daddy probably seen Love is Blind. You're a liar. You mean to tell me that Clay knew he was going to be casted and didn't, for once, out of curiosity, just go peep the show out? Do y'all know he was playing dumb to get out of marrying AD? Y'all don't know that? He was playing dumb. Oh, wait. Wait, are we supposed to get married? I didn't know we were supposed to get married. Oh my God. You're a lot. I can't stand the acting. I cannot. I see right through it. And AD, they asked, what did they ask? Oh, would you date her again? He goes 1,000%. Then why aren't you dating her? And then she said, next question. AD, you got to respect yourself. You are fucking making women, especially dark skin-titted girls, look so bad. You look so bad. You look like you have low self-esteem. She even said, made the comment, you see, that's why I wore this dress so I could show Clay what he's missing out on. I thought he played in your face, girl. Why are you still trying to show? What are you trying to show him? The only thing you should have showed him is your ass. Walking away and not talking to him. You're still fiending for him. This girl has no self-esteem, no couth, no pride. It kills me. I just don't get it. She's still giggling. She had one serious moment. You played in my face. But again, oh my God, oh my God. Whenever he would say something, she's the love of my life. Oh my, she practically melted. Let me find that fucking part. I'm pissed.
Because and your sisters.
First of all, listen to his long ass soliloquy. Just one big clusterfuck of words.
Wasted their time. That definitely hurt.
This is a tough question.
I gotta go back.
So who contacted you first?
Just one long run-on sentence of bullshit.
He interact on the other lounge and how excited she was. Like, to me, watching it, I just felt like the biggest dick. I felt like, I disrespected her family, and I apologized to her, your mom and your cousin and your sisters, because like they all met me with grace, and like even to hear that, that I disrespected them, that I wasted their time, that definitely hurt.
Bullshit.
A bit of a rough ride.
More bullshit.
The altar.
So who contacted you first to get together?
Call me, duh.
Look at her. He called me, duh.
A couple of messages that wasn't responded to. But.
What was it like for the two of you to watch the wedding back?
That was tough. That was really tough. I mean, it's not normal to watch yourself have a meltdown.
Girl, you had a whole meltdown.
I mean, the love that I had for this.
And you're still fiending for him. You hear her? She had a whole meltdown.
It was tough to watch because it was such a lead up for such a crazy letdown.
This process is unique. You get a chance to essentially watch yourself, like a fly on a wall to your own life.
A fly on a wall to your own life. Word salad.
It was really emotional for me to watch, seeing AD interact.
All right, we already went over this.
Love of my life, and I would tell you.
He just said she's the love of his life.
Going to the altar and saying no.
Everybody's like, oh, I didn't flinch.
Go through and live through, and I'm humbled to watch myself.
Oh my God, people, are we really falling for this? And now AD looks like she's about to cry.
Doing therapy to be a better person.
Oh please.
Because I do think that. It was a big letdown, and I apologize. I love
He's still talking.
My life, and it was a mistake.
Katie, that was like a roller coaster of emotions. I'm watching you go from like, oh, here we go to, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What are you feeling hearing Clay say all of these things?
It just takes me right back to day one of falling for him and knowing that I could be everything that he needed, and knowing that like there's nothing more that I could have done. And then
oh man, we need to respect ourselves.
What am I supposed to do with that information?
We need to respect ourselves. And then they ask if she would date him again. Just look, giggling.
Next question.
Next question. You see, this is the shit that I'm talking about. He gave you that whole clusterfuck of a word salad, then calls you the love of his life, then saying I'm in therapy, and just with a soliloquy, just spewing nonsense. Okay, then you're like, oh, deep breath. What am I supposed to do? He dumped me, trauma and embarrassing. Okay, would you date him again? Next question. Like, girl, this is what not to do. What are we teaching the next generation? Again, this is why I repeat and I reiterate, it's too easy for men. We make it too easy for men to play in our faces because of women like AD. Not even women. The way she's acting is like a little girl. Little girls like AD. I'm sorry. I am just disgusted. Disgusted. Clay is the marionette. AD's the puppet. Go this way, go that way, think this way, have this reaction, do this, think that. He can literally say anything to her and she melts. She melts. And at the same time, Clay escaped. Everybody was making faces and puppy dog eyes at what he was saying. I cannot. This dude is a piece of work. A piece of work. So then they bring up what's his name? Brett and Tiffany. And they are actually like a genuine couple. And I started crying because now we see another side of the bullshit. This is the opposite. So Clay said that he looked when he was watching Love is Blind, he was like, oh my God, wow, what that guy, he's what a husband should be. And he was talking about Brett. And Brett talks about, well, I didn't have the best examples of a marriage either. A lot of people come from dysfunctional homes and broken homes. And Brett spoke of that, but he says he strives every day. He makes it a point to be better and to do better and to be the best husband he can be to Tiffany. And Tiffany, I almost cried because Tiffany said, you're doing a good job. See, that's the thing in relationships. You have to build each other up. And that's what I've learned having been married. You have to check in with each other and let your partner know you're doing a good job. We're good. We're here. We're here to help each other. I love you. Acts of service, whatever your love language is, it is work. A marriage is work. And I can see that Brett is doing his best and he's putting his best foot forward. And he came from a dysfunctional household. That's why Clay, I don't buy it, because Clay's parents, it's not like they divorced when he was young. They said they divorced after 25 years. He has to be like 30. So, and a lot of Caribbean people will do this. They wait, and I planned on doing this too, but things just got too bad. They will wait until their children are grown. And in a way, it's not good because you see a lot of dysfunction, but I mean, even a lot of my Haitian friends and cousins, we grew up in dysfunction, but we're not going to sit there and use that as an excuse. No, that's what Clay is doing. He's holding on to the dysfunction and using it as an outs, as a way to excuse fuckboy behavior. And now we have an example of Brett, who came from the same dysfunction, and he says, no, I will not. I will not. This girl, my wife, is gold. She's a queen, and I will treat her as such. Another part of the reunion that really pissed me off. Fucking AD. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep talking about her. If it weren't bad enough that she let Clay play in her face and continue to play in her face, this girl went back and met up with Matt. Y'all remember Matthew? Matthew, who was basically like saying the same things to her as he was saying to another contestant. And yes, I'm calling these people contestants now because this is a game and niggas is playing in your faces. So these girls are contestants. He was playing in their faces. It was so outright. I just couldn't believe it. This girl went and met up with him after the show. AD, please respect yourself. Respect yourself, AD. You out here looking crazy out here. I wonder if she slept with him. I wonder. I know he met up to apologize. And AD, anything you say to her, any words of gold, any word salads, she melts. And then she met with him a second time and he made her some chicken. I hope that chicken was at least cooked thoroughly and seasoned and washed and parboiled correctly. And some rice. He was like, come here, little black girl, let me make you some rice and chicken. Is that all it took? And she said she found him very attractive. So listen, I wouldn't put it past her. From your previous behaviors, I would not put it past her. And she kept saying to Clay, oh, respectfully this, respectfully. What? This is how Clay knows he got her. This is how Clay knows. This is, she's too easy. She kept like saying respectfully, Clay. No, disrespectfully. Disrespectfully, I went on a date with him. Disrespectfully, Clay. Are you fucking kidding me? I can't. I literally can't. This girl, I don't know. Love yourself. You cannot let any little soothing words that these men will throw at you make you swoon. This girl sighs and swoons and giggles at anything. A dude could say, AD, the sky is so blue. She'll be like, oh my God. Oh my God. Come on. Like, this is embarrassing. You know what's sad is that I forgot about Johnny Applehead and Puerto Rican Amy. And this is really sad because the whole focus was on the trash that was happening throughout the season. People completely forgot about the one successful love story this season, which was Puerto Rican Amy and Johnny Applehead. They got married. They have a genuine love. They're still in love. They're having fun. Their families like have vacation together, spent holidays together. Their families really get along. And that's what this show is about. Like, that's the whole point of a union. When I remember Amy, one of her concerns was, her not leaving her brother behind, and she wants her spouse to be on board, to become close with her family, especially her brother who's autistic. And to see Johnny, is that, yeah, it is, is this Johnny? Yes, Johnny embrace her side. And you can tell, I really feel like, he will be there for her and her brother. Like, that's amazing. But no, the main focus was the fuckery, and it's pretty sad. And you know what? You know what's funny? The previous seasons, season 4, which was Brett and Tiffany and Chelsea and Kwame and Bliss and Zach. I feel like the energy in that season was really celebrating love. Like, we were really excited to see all 3 of those couples get married. They really shared a true love. And, aside from the other BS, we were really championing those unions. And now fast forward to season 6, the hype, what's the hype this season? The hype is AD being a hot and the hot toddy, whatever. Freaking Clay being a fuck boy, Matthew being a fuck boy, Jeramay being stolen from Laura by a Bratz doll. What else? You got Jessica mad that dudes ain't saying I love you, and she's the breakout star of the year, and she wasn't even on the show like that. What else? You got what other fuckery? Oh yeah, Chelsea and her upside down lips, and fucking Jimmy bringing around a girl he used to fuck. Like, I just, my mind, I'm just, I can't. I'm confusion this year. It was just very bizarre. So last but not least, again, honorable mention, they're still together. They found a way to circumvent the condom. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if he's doing a pull-out method or what, but you like it, I love it, because I ain't getting any. But anyway, so that's it. Season 6. Season 6, man, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna watch anymore. I've heard that seasons 7 and 8 are already filmed and ready to go. We'll see, you know, we'll see what ensues because Netflix and the Lachey's and the Manillos are like, y'all need to treat this seriously. They're freaking gunning for Trevor, but it wasn't just Trevor. It was they all toxic except for Amy and Applehead. They were all toxic. They all needed equal beatings. Child, let me go to sleep, y'all. I gotta wake up for work tomorrow. Love is blind. Let me know what y'all think. What y'all think about AD? That's what really saddened me um this whole season. She comes off as thirsty, man. It's like any little attention, she just gets way too happy. When you should really be paying these niggas dust. You should be paying Clay dust, especially after how he treated you. Anyways, good night, y'all. I'm over it.